Come on. Don't do me wrong now, buddies. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. There it goes. There it goes. There it goes now. Oh, we already got some peoples up in here. Hold on, guys. Let me get the screens right. Oh. Let me get them screens right. Let me get them screens right. How we doing tonight? How we doing tonight, Las Vegas? Bad Karma 714 in the house. 5 hours. I'm coming back for this one. God damn. Loyal fan, Bad Karma. That's crazy red flag on the ad. Must have own equipment. Hope he's paying for the rental of that equipment because if something happens, who pays for it? The owner. 4 hours left. I will just keep checking in. All right, all right. Bill Kajua. Hey, Justin. Hello, everybody. Trevor Pinocchi. Justin's gonna be late. He's waxing his mustache. It's shaved a little bit. You know, I'm not in full Errol Flynn mode tonight. Let me turn down the air purifier. Stuart Monroe. Good day. Good day, mate. Good day, mate. Good day. Good day, Stuart Monroe. I'm gonna put it on number 1 though. It helps with my attention. I like to have a low hum, but not like a very high one, you know? All right, guys, we got to get in here. We do have some stuff. We got, you know, the world's crazy right now, man. I know, like, some of you guys are working for some crazy rates, bro. Some of you guys are working for some crazy rates. You know what I'm talking about, dude? And I get it. I get it. You know, I'm down to work for a limited rate, you know, certainly if it's like, I don't know, like, dude, I've been known, you know, I don't care. I will shoot low. I will shoot low, accept low rates if the project is like something rad, you know, like, and plus too, I think like if the person attached to it seems passionate about just filmmaking, you know, someone that's passionate, like you can tell when someone is passionate about what they're doing, the projects that they're doing. And then there's some people that you're just like, you can also like, honestly, yeah, I've experienced people in real life where you can tell like they really just, it's not so much a love of the game, but more of like the love of an idea of being something better than, or the love of an idea of being famous, honestly. And that's like the scary ones for me. I'm like, damn, people that are more addicted to being famous than like addicted to the game of like, just like movie making. That to me, you can always smell that shit a mile away too. Because sometimes they're always the ones too that think like, oh dude, they think like they're gold, you know? They think like everything they do is just like never been thought of before. And it's like, bro, everything's already been fucking thought of before. Like, no joke, dude. Everything's been fucking done. Why do you think Hollywood recycles shit all the time, dude? Like, very rarely do you get new shit. You know, you just don't. That's why you get like famous fucking directors like Scorsese and P.T. Anderson who just consistently do the same shit after a while because they're like, why change? Like, let's just keep making the same fucking shit, you know? There's nothing wrong with that. It's just, you know, it just needs to be made aware of. But I think the crazy thing is like what you will find, what you will find on some of these. So let's go to live. Let's open the phones now. I'm really bummed out that nobody sent anything in this time around. I was kind of sad because last time, oh, it was the camera roast. That's where I had people send in stuff. Man, we had some great submissions for those camera roasts. But I'm going to show you, man. And I screenshotted this a long time ago, like on the 1st. Doesn't this say, or no. 10, oh, on the 15th. So I screenshotted this on the 15th of this month. Hi, Justin. Greetings from Indonesia. We're doing good, man. How is things in Indonesia, oh, Mandrew? Lonely Wrist. Lonely Wrist. Yeah, guys. So, guys, give Lonely Wrist a follow. My man he showed up with a brand new Nikon ZR. So be on the lookout. I got to shoot on his Nikon ZR. I was the first one to use his camera. Dude took it out of the box. I saw him take it out of the box and handed it directly to me. Lonely Wrist. So give the guy a follow, man. So yeah, I got tons of just gnarly street footage in downtown LA. Nighttime, by the way. Also, by the way, neither of us knew how to use the fucking camera. Like, he's more of a red guy. I've never touched a Nikon camera. He never used a Nikon camera. So we were like really in the weeds with this camera. And literally, we were in the parking lot. He took it out of the box. He handed it to me. And then I proceeded to walk around downtown Los Angeles. You guys are probably like, why would you walk around at nighttime with that camera? I wasn't sweating it though. I used to sleep on those streets, bro. I used to sleep on the streets of LA. Anyways, lonely wrist in the house, bro. Yes, so we're gonna look out for that video. It'll come out sometime this week, probably. I gotta drop it soon. 2 hours with the Nikon ZR, low light footage. Yeah, dude, it's gonna be gnarly. There literally isn't a single thing happening in the world that it is as it should be. Yeah, that's true, man. What's up, AF Seal? AF Seal. Dust off all those old passion projects. Yo, Magic 2253711. I just had a corporate retainer client ask me to work on a pro bono music video they want to make. I'm torn because I like them, I appreciate the creativity, but I can't afford to do pro bono. Yeah, that's true. Pro bono, I mean, pro bono, damn. Like, see, that's something that I just can't do. I just can't do that unless it's like for me or Marianne. And I don't think I'll do pro bono for anybody else. I just can't, dude. Like I need something, you know, like, and I'm sure you can negotiate something like that too. Like, I mean, look, gas is very expensive. I mean, honestly, gas is the #1 reason why I won't do pro bono shit. It's all because of gas. Because, you know, because if they want gear, like anything beyond my camera, I have to bring the van because my car is too small to haul stuff in. So I got to take the van. And the van, dude, you know, it's like $150 just to fill that thing up. And you ain't going to get a lot. You ain't going to get very far on that $150, you know, especially sitting in LA traffic, you know. So that's why I'm like, dude, I got to have something. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to lose money. You know, it's like the equivalent of when you work for Uber. Dude, someone just did a great sketch on this too. I forgot what I was watching, or maybe it was a movie. Oh yeah, it was it's that new Aziz Ansari movie. So we went and saw that. It's Keanu Reeves and Seth. Is his last name Rogen? Is it Seth Rogen? I think I never realized Seth Rogen and Joe Rogan. That's hilarious. But yeah, I think that's his last name, right? Seth Rogen. And then Aziz Ansari. But anyways, Keanu Reeves is hilarious. And Keanu Reeves is like the best part of the movie. I can't think of the name of that movie right now. Damn. But anyways, we were watching that. And it's in that movie when they make a joke about how they actually lost money working for DoorDash. Which is totally true, right? A lot of those jobs you lose money for. Right? Like you lose money working those jobs. Because I know like, what was it? It was probably like back in like 2016. I was driving for Uber like in 2016. No, it was way before that. What would have that been? Maybe like 2015. 2015 maybe? Anyways, it was a long time ago, right? But like it was kind of like when Uber was like really hot to do, you know? And so I was doing it, but I didn't do it very long because I'm like, I'm not making any money doing this. Like I was making zero money and I was doing big trips. Like I would take people like to and from the airport. Like I was taking some of the biggest trips. And it was just like, I can't understand how people are doing this. Like I was literally just watching the money go down. It was not going up. And I was like, man, it's crazy some of these jobs. And that's how I feel about if I was to do a job pro bono, you would literally just lose money on the wear and tear and literally on the gas of your vehicle, for me anyways. You know, because the van is the only way to get lights there is to take the van. I'm just trying to remember what the name, we just saw this. We literally just saw this. What's the name of it? Good Fortune. Yeah, it's this one, Good Fortune. It's okay, like it's entertaining. Like Keanu is literally the best part of the whole movie. Keanu Reeves is so awesome, man. Yeah, so I don't know, Magic, what you would want to do with that. I would maybe like broach the subject of like, just tell them what you told me, you know, like you love their shit, but you know, like they just got to know, like, you just, you know, I got to make, you know, it's not even about making something. That's not even the best way to say it. This is why I have Marianne write most of my emails and shit, because like I'm the worst communicator. And for whatever reason, it doesn't matter how I say things. People always take it the wrong way. You know, they just do. Cause like I come across very like, I guess because I'm so like straightforward that people think I'm rude. Like people think I'm an asshole just because of how straightforward I am. And it sucks because that's the opposite of what I am. Like I'm not trying to be an asshole. Like I'm really not. Like I'm just like stating the obvious, right? Like you're stating like, to me, it's like the basic shit, you know? So I'm like, oh dude, I'd love to do that for you, bro. But like, I gotta make gas or something, bro. It's hard out here. You know what I mean? It's hard out here for a gangster, you know what I'm saying? But no, it's real, you know, like, so, but in that instance, most of the people I know that they would know that, like they would know like, oh, Justin's got to make something, you know? But I just think in general, like, just communicating, especially when you're like operating as a business, like you're like a little business, it's really hard for someone like me because I'm like the worst communicator. For whatever reason, I don't know how to like sugarcoat things. I don't know how to do like the compliment sandwich thing. Like I don't know how to do any of that. I think it's because I kind of interpret emotions differently than most people. You know what I mean? Like I don't interpret emotions the same way as like a lot of people that I encounter from day to day. You know, and like you know it because the way they look at you. And I'll be like, damn, I think I said something wrong or like said it the wrong. It's usually because I say things the wrong way. And I'm like, damn, I didn't mean to say it like that. But it's too late. You know, you already said it. And then for like the longest time, I'll be like, why are they acting like that? And then it'll be like days later when it finally dawns on me, like, oh, I think it's because of the way I said this or whatever. And then I'm like, oh, damn. Because I literally, sometimes I can't really, I don't know how that part of the brain works, I guess, where I'm like, I need to say something really sensitive, but I don't know how to say it. You know what I mean? Like that is a skill that I just don't possess. But I feel like the best in my observation of like really good business people, and you know some of those people that have like YouTube videos about it, and then you get to see them when they're out doing it. There's a really good one. There's a really famous YouTuber that he's so good at like helping businesses. It's kind of geared towards content creators, but at the same time not. I wish I could remember the name of him. He's like I think he's an Asian guy. And man, I wish I could remember the name. And the logo is like a yellow dot. I don't know I can't remember the name of the channel at all. Um Anyways, he's really skilled at like communicating with people. I know we're getting off the topic here, but yeah. What's up, Jay Cruston? Oh, damn. Jay Cruston. Damn, came in swinging. Paul Jenkins Maida. What up, Jankers? Omandru, victim as in Bonnie Blue kind of victim? JK, the news popped up in my For You page. Oh, that's funny. Things are good here, bro. Just hot as hell. Hot as hell in Indonesia. Yo, I don't even know where Indonesia is. Hold on. Where is Indonesia? Where is Indonesia? I don't know where it is. Oh, wow. So you're way over here, huh? Wow. He's way over. Oh, Stuart, he's right above you, mate. He's your Canada, mate. Well, kind of. That's hilarious, bro. Oh, so it's hot over there right now. That's right, because the seasons are flipped. Okay, yeah, so it's summertime over there. Pro bono music video is a tough call. Yeah, sometimes music videos are the way to go, honestly. But I won't do it. Ah, bro, that's so kind. Super fun night. Yeah, Lonely Wrist, man. Thank you, Blake. I came up on Nikon. They make beautiful gear. Hey, I'm gonna wait till the video drops. Because also shout out to Blake too. I brought my little well, it's actually Mary Ann's, her little Osmo Pocket 3. Dude, he knew how to, he had one back home or whatever, but he used mine. He knew how to use it. And he shot all kinds of great. He basically interviewed me. I think you guys are gonna enjoy it. Like he basically was interviewing me while I'm using the ZR. It was really cool. It's gonna be something fresh for the channel, and I think people will be into it. And I shot like I don't know, like 60 clips, and then the next day Blake went out and he filmed some stuff on Venice Beach. So we'll also have like some super high key shit to look at him, and then the low light shit that I shot. And it'll be cool, man. Hopefully this week I can get it out to you guys. A moment in time in the house. I would never do pro bono, bro bono, bro bono. That's a good one. Never do never do bro bono, bro bono. I can barely say it, bro. However, I may, depending on who it is, and do it for cost, meaning not losing any money. Yeah, but the odds of you not losing any money, like how the hell? You would have to literally like film it in your backyard. And you know what Scorsese says? Never film on your own property. Because that shit's gonna get fucked up. Oh man, the good fortune. Gas plus car note plus food is greater than Uber wages. It really is, bro. Doing Uber is stupid. You don't make any money and you kill your car with mileage. By the time you pay your tires, maintenance, and calculate your time, you would make more money working for Home Depot. 100%, which is funny. I worked for Home Depot for 1 week. When I was a kid. When I was in college, I worked for Home Depot for 1 week. But you know what? All of those days was training. So it was literally my first day on the job. And I got in trouble. And so I knew I had to quit. I knew I had to quit because I was in too much trouble. You know, one of those situations. I did training all week. I was on the floor for 1 day and quit. Oh man, those are the good old days. People who do rideshare are suckers. LOL. It's a joke. It really is. I'm like, I can't believe people are doing this, especially in Los Angeles. This was a long time ago, though. Like, you know, like now, like 11 years ago. Eon Snarfus. He says, I shoot for free, but get prepayment for gear to do the shoot. Frame and rag, cob light, use CinemaCam. There you go. Gary V. Someone else mentioned Gary V today. I was watching Fronos. Is that his name? Jared Polin. And he was talking about Gary V. I'm like, do I know who Gary V is? Are you, Football Frequency, are you saying that I remind you of Gary V? Or are you just like referring to like something else in general about what Gary V said? Justin is the real life Sheldon without the math degree, just insulting people unintentionally. kind of am, dude, without the math degree. Yeah, with 0 math skills, actually. Future? What are you saying, Football? You're just like yelling things. You talking about clear value tax guy? Guess the wrong business YouTubers. Oh, Future. It is Future. No, you're right, Football Frequency. I think his name is Future. Yeah, you're right. That's the Future guy. That's the name of the channel, right? No, not the rapper. You're right. Wait, what is the name of that channel? Future filmmaking channel? Or, oh, that's going to be fucked. Man, no, I think it does have something to do with Future, though. I think you're right. We only have 2 seasons, hot and hotter. I see. Hi from France. Damn, France in the house. What up, the Reckless Badger? La Reckless Badger. Home Depot doesn't let you take off to fly to the other side of the country randomly for a 5-day shoot. No, it's true, but neither does Uber, bro. Yo, Paul Jenkins says, I worked in a Lowe's for 17 minutes. Dude, I have the craziest story about a Lowe's, man. Okay, well, let's put the pin in that. We have to get on to the topic, but I do have a crazy recent story, too. It's very recent about Lowe's. It blew my mind, dude. I thought I was in the Twilight Zone. 17 minutes, that's tough. It's so funny, man. So check this out. This is what, now that, like, how long have we been going now? Oh, my God. We've been going for 17 minutes. We're just now going to get to the topic. I got to stop doing that, guys. I got to stop doing that. But, you know, it's like the opening monologue. It's like the preamble. You got to have the preamble. Okay, here we go. This was a real thing. So I screenshotted this on October 15th. Can you guys see this good enough? I'll zoom in on it more. You see this? Oh, boy. Cinematographer needed for 1-day reshoot. Sunday. Oh, it was for today. So this was for a thing they're doing today. Okay. So they're basically shooting a short action thriller. Okay, it's fine. They ran into some issues upon our initial production. That happens all the time. There's actually been a couple projects that I've picked up. I don't think from Craigslist. I think they were Production Hub. I think one of them might have been Staff Me Up. Either Staff Me Up or Production Hub. But anyways, there's been a couple times where I've gotten jobs off of those sites where it was literally like they just needed to shoot a pickup day of a feature they already shot. I've done that a handful of times, and I go do that. I don't care. And sometimes they pay like $600, and I mean that's not like an awesome rate, but it's fine. Like all you gotta do is show up with your camera. They already have like, you know, vans of gear, and like they already have all their shit. They just need someone with the same camera. And one time I even got the right lenses they had, which was nuts too. Not exact, but I had like similar, like they had Leica M lenses. I happened to have Leica M lenses. The ones they were using were the actual like cine versions. Then the ones I have are like, you know, just normal Leica lenses. But it was just like one man show anyway. So, but they had like, anyways, I'm getting down a rabbit hole now. What the fuck are we doing? Anyways, so right off the bat, this is sounding good, right? So then he says, we have repurchased our location. So they repurchased the location. However, the original DP on the assignment was forced to take a new assignment. So this could be the first red flag, right? So that could be 2 red flags in one, right? So they had to repurchase the location. You're like, okay, so they had to switch locations. That's not completely red flaggy though. Like that happens all the time. It's like, oh, maybe you get there and it ain't like the way they were advertising it or whatever. So that's not that crazy, honestly, but it is a little bit, well, that's a bummer that had to change the location. But then to directly follow that with like the original DP had to take a new assignment. You're like, oh shit. So they lost the location, they lost the DP. But then I'm thinking here too, like, oh, but wait, they're reshooting, right? So look, this isn't exactly like a last day pickup. They're literally reshooting, right? And because they ran into some issues upon initial production. So I'm like, oh damn, right? So once you notice like 1 or 2 red flags, then you can backpedal and notice more red flags. And then he says, we must backfill his position for the day to finish our film. Okay. So now we're back to like, oh no, it is a pickup day. Okay. So it is a pickup. But it seemed to be there's a little bit of drama around it because they kind of spilled the beans a little too much, right? Then he says, we are seeking an experienced DP. Okay, that's cool, man. That's cool. He says, meaning I'm looking for someone who possesses extensive knowledge of camera systems, lenses, lighting equipment, and special effects. You're like, okay, so now he's demanding things. You know, that's the way I read it. That's how I read it. I'm like, okay, now you're demanding shit, bro. You're like, oh, okay, all right. All right. So, and remember, what's the first thing we've already looked at? Bro, I've already looked at your compensation, right? So like I should have started there with you guys, how my brain works. Because the very first thing I do is it doesn't matter. I always look for compensation. I'm not like, you know, we find jobs all over, but Craigslist makes it very quick and easy to see, right? And you're like, okay, $200. Okay, right? So keep that in mind. 200 is the offer, okay? Meanwhile, let's back up here. Seeking experienced DP. I'm like, okay, that's, well, in my head, I'm like, damn, that might be difficult for $200. But what makes it even more funny is he says, looking for someone who possesses extensive knowledge of camera systems, lenses, lighting, and special effects. $200 is what you're going to give this person. And their extensive knowledge of literally every fucking thing. Okay, all right. You have to be able to work fast. Fast is in all caps. Okay, all right. We plan on visiting multiple set locations within the same day. Now that's where I just start fucking laughing my face off, right? Because this is insanity. Now remember, maybe for some of you where you live in, I don't know, Illinois or somewhere, maybe it's really easy for you to go to multiple set locations within the same day. Here in Los Angeles, that's not a fucking thing, right? I've never been able to visit fuck multiple locations in one day. I've never been able to go from 2 locations in one day without fucking some sort of crazy hiccups because it's Los Angeles, bro. It's LA. Almost always someone gets lost. Almost always someone takes forever to get there. Sometimes a lot of you will take forever to get there because sometimes away you go might be the worst fucking traffic. And a lot of the times too, there's only certain hours in LA that makes anything, oh, it's really close. It's like, oh, is it? Is it really close? Okay, is it really close at 5 p.m.? No, it won't be. You'd be better off fucking walking the gear there in a fucking wagon. So this is just funny to me, dude. And here's the best part. All caps again. Don't forget this. All caps. You must have your own equipment. Dude, doors off, bro. Oh my God, dude. It's crazy to me. And you get a whopping $200. But bro, you better be the best fucking DP that knows your special effects. You better know your lighting equipment, and you gotta work fast because we're gonna be working multiple locations in one day. And you gotta bring all your shit, bro. Remember what I told you about the van? This me doing this job for $200 would be me doing this job pro bono, and I don't even know this motherfucker. He ain't even my bro. I was like, dude, you're not looking for someone to hire them. You need a favor. That's what this job is. It should just be compensation, favor. I will blow you in the back. No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that. That went too far. I went too far on that one. But it is true. It's like, damn, bro. Like, come on now, man. Come on. And look at this. It gets even better. A well-connected DP with a small crew would be a godsend for me. Yeah, I bet it would. I bet it'd be a godsend for literally fucking anybody. Are you kidding me, dude? A small crew? Top equipment and crew will receive top consideration. And here he reminds you, the job pays $200 for the day, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Holy shit, bro. Holy shit, bro. So now the first thing my brain goes to, I go, hold on. The small crew. So are we all supposed to split this $200? Like, I'm so confused. And don't forget, you must have your own equipment. And then it's like, like seriously though, are we splitting this $200 or are we all just getting $200? It's like weird. Come on, man. But here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. Someone thought of this. Someone thought of this. And they wrote this down. They had multiple times to let this soak in. before they hit the post button. And then they even get a little reminder. Craigslist, you know, anytime you post something for sale on Craigslist, or we used to anyways before Facebook Marketplace, but you know, they email you and say, here's your listing, here's what it looks like. Maybe you want to open this up and read through it again. Let this really sink in. Like, dude, who the fuck thinks of this shit? And that's where my brain goes. I'm like, who the fuck are these people, dude? Who are these people? Who are these? It's like, I don't, but then the crazy thing is though, and here's the craziest part, this is in Los Angeles. I can guarantee this job was fulfilled, right? And that's the even crazier part. You're like, damn, cause here's the thing. It's not all like, look, I get it. You know, this would be something maybe year one you would jump on. I totally get it. But at the same time, the problem is by me just reading this, I know this is a person that I am not going to get along with. You know what I mean? That's how I know this is not going to be a bro bono. This is going to be me getting screwed with a capital S. Just ramming it up there, boy, because this is insane. This is insane to me. It's just the way that it's written. It is, you know what it's soaked in? It's soaked in what I call the patented LA entitlement. This is just Los Angeles entitlement to like the nth degree. It is just, it's mind blowing to me that the sense of entitlement in this post is crazy to me. It's crazy to me, but hey, at least he had the wherewithal to say it would be a godsend. Yeah, you're right. It would be a godsend. Who do you think is God in this fucking situation? It's us, motherfucker. Like, we are your God, dude, in this situation. We are saving your day in this situation. That's why I said it should be huge fucking favor as the compensation, because that's actually what he needs. A huge fucking favor. The problem is this isn't written like someone that's asking for a favor. This is written like someone that thinks his $200 is 10 fucking G's. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, I don't think you're in a position right now to be writing things like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're clearly not in a position to not have any humility. Like, there's zero humility in this. You know, the godsend is all we get. But that's not enough, bro. That's not enough acknowledgement for everything you're asking here, bro. Like this all caps nonsense and fast all caps. Like you can just smell the type of person this is. You know what I mean? And you're just like, dude, nah, dude, this ain't gonna go well. You know what I mean? Like, this is gonna end up in some words being thrown. You know what I mean? Hopefully not hands, but definitely words. You know, like words will be thrown, and it's gonna look bad for everybody involved. You know what I mean? It's gonna be one of those situations where people are just standing around looking at each other. Like, oh, dude. And look, I'm not saying it'll happen with me. Right? Because look, he wants me to bring a small crew because it'll be a godsend for him. It might be someone from my crew who don't have the patience or don't like have the way to deal with it like a humor way, like I would deal with it. Like most things in real life, I kind of deal with it in a very humorous way. That's my way of kind of like squashing stuff, like just being kind of like funny, but like a dick at the same time, you know, but that's always kind of like the best way to kind of like start to like smooth things out. But you know, some people that been around longer than me, they're not going to fuck around with humor. They're going to give your ass to you, you know? And you can just tell like the person that wrote this, I feel like he gets his ass handed to him quite often. Like, no joke, bro. Like, you can just smell it off through the fucking internet page, bro. It's bad, dude. It's bad. I can't wait to see what you all had to say about that shit. Oh, man. Paul Jenkins said it felt like 30, but I called it a day at 17. 30 minutes, 17 minutes. Yeah, it's all relative. A Moment in Time Production says, yeah, I'm here in Florida, and there is 2 seasons. Summertime hot. Wintertime, great temps, no higher than 70s. Hell yeah, dude, I'm a Florida boy. I grew up in Florida. You don't know who you're talking to, boy. I grew up in Florida, man. I am a Florida man. Shit. You guys don't know that? The Future, that's the one. The Future with no E is the channel. That's right. He's an Asian guy who does business videos, but I have no idea if that is. Yep, it is. The Future. You're right. That's exactly who I was thinking of, bro. The future. The future is here. Yeah, dude, his channel is so good. One Day Action Thriller. I smell an Oscar. Yo, can people see my comments? What do you mean? Nobody looks at the comments. We only look at the chat, dude. What can shoot in a day? That's wild. Not, especially multiple set locations in a day. Oh, they're finishing up. Yeah. I feel victimized with the new Leica M EV1. That crap costs USD 9K. When it gets here, it's probably used USD 11K. Don't even get me started on that, Omandru. Don't even get me started on that camera, dude. That camera is a joke, bro. You know what the hardest, you guys already know. You know, I'm so, what's my problem? Let's start there. What is my problem? You know, because you guys already know, man. I got lots of problems, man. You know, too many to talk about in one fucking live stream. But yo, this really fucked with my problems even more. This is just like, I feel like I'm like, damn, are we all getting pranked? You know what I mean? Like, this is crazy to me, right? And it's out of stock. Motherfucker sold out a $9,000 mirrorless camera. Like, look, the only reason you ever buy into these Leica rangefinders is because it's a fucking rangefinder. This thing, they took the rangefinder out, and people are still gonna buy this dumb fucking camera for $9,000. It makes no sense to me. This is not even anything. This is like, do you understand how crazy this is? You can put Leica M lenses on any other mirrorless camera. And you know the best part about it? If I put, like right now, I'm doing it right now, guys. On this A7C II, I have a Leica M 28mm. But do you know how I'm focusing this close? It's because of the adapter. You can't even do that with this fucking $9,000 camera. Why? Because it's already M mount. So you can't even make this thing close focus any closer than 0.3. It's something like a 1.5 feet. You can't focus any closer than 1.5 feet with this camera. A fucking $9,000 camera. Like, what the fuck is the point? You know, it's like before okay, before we kind of got it, right? I had an M10. You guys know I had the M10. I had the M8 too. I had these cameras. But why? The only fucking reason you buy these fucking cameras is because of the rangefinder. That's why they fucking exist. Now they come out with this fucking pile of shit. And you know what's crazy? They flew every camera YouTuber they could think of. They fly them to Italy. They're all there. They're all there. Just go watch the Petapixel video. The Petapixel video, they're all in that video. And you go, holy shit. Not one of these yahoos fucking just set it to Leica straight. Like, this is a fucking joke, right? Like, that would be the first thing I would fucking say to them. Like, is this a joke? Like, I don't, like, who wants this? This is a fucking, they're so fucking out of touch. Like, dude, you like, half the people in my neighborhood can't even fucking buy groceries. And these guys have the fucking audacity to sell you a camera that literally does nothing but take photos, and they want $9,000 for this? I'm just like, dude, my mind is blown. I'm like, dude, before, it didn't even make sense when it made sense, right? When it had the rangefinder, you're still like, damn, bro, they are going hard on this. But you understood it because you're like, okay, no, I'm a rangefinder guy. I have rangefinder cameras. You know, I got the Leica M3 right behind my head. Dude, I love rangefinders. That's like the 4th Leica rangefinder I've had. This is not a Leica rangefinder. What is this? What are we doing now, guys? Like, don't get me started on this stupid fucking thing. You know what I mean? Like, and the reason why I hate it so much is because nobody will hand their ass to them. Nobody fucking stand up to them. I'm like, dude, are you crazy? Are you crazy right now? It's just so out of touch, bro. It's like, what a dumb time to put out a stupid fucking camera and put a $9,000 price tag on it. It's like, bro, why don't you guys do something to like help fucking people, like to help the fucking community? But nah, you don't want to do that. Let's make the most elitist, stupidest fucking piece of gear that we can make, and we'll sell it to all one person. We'll sell it to the doctors, the lawyers. Peter McKinnon will get one. You know, we'll let the cool, fancy people have it. Like, this is like 1%er bullshit here. Like, this doesn't make any fucking sense to me. 0 cents. And it's just like, okay. And then to top it all off, I would put money on it that the sensor inside of this is a goddamn Sony sensor, because guess what? The M11, that's a Sony sensor. And I would put money on it that this is the same fucking sensor even, dude. Maybe not the same sensor, but I would put money on it that it's a Sony sensor. I would put money on it. You're paying $9,000 for a Sony sensor in a camera that has the functions about 1% that a Sony camera does. Right? Like, it's insane to me. It's my mind is officially just blown to a world of, God damn it, these guys need to get their asses handed to them, right? Like, people called me an elitist for talking and like praising Leica, and I'm like, okay, when I see this shit, then you get it. You're like, oh, I get it now. Now I know why they call this company an elitist company. It never dawned on me before, right? Because there wasn't something so, again, like I guess I gave them a pass because I'm like, I don't know, man, the rangefinder is cool as shit, right? Like that's the pass I gave them because I understand the rangefinder, like I understand like the beauty of it and like, just everything about it. It is a culture of its own. But this, now I'm just like, bro, what is this? What the fuck is this? Yeah, I apologize for that rant. Ah, man, but someone brought it up and I was like, oh boy, here we go. But yeah, I know a lot of you don't care about this, but if you didn't know about this, I think you can relate to me even more if you are just a video guy. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, yes. Wait, what does this say? I feel victimized. Oh, yes. So I feel victimized as well, Omandru. One of the best music videos I shot was for a friend and he paid for everything. I didn't charge him any money, but it was great. Well, yeah, but here, a moment in time, if you're still out there, this is why though, bro, right? The reason why it went so great for you is because it was your friend, bro. He was already your friend, right? That I understand. I've done, yes, don't get me wrong. I have done stuff pro bono for friends in the past. And you know what? I guess I still do occasionally, but I guess sometimes I don't even remember it because like they're my friend already. You know what I'm saying? And so that is very different. It's very different from like shooting something for your friend for completely free versus like some fucking idiot off the goddamn internet. You know what I mean? It's a huge difference to me at least, And some people might be going, hey man, maybe one day we become friends. And you're like, again, I read this. This is not someone I want to be friends with. Quite frankly, because I know just by reading this bullshit, I'm like, oh, they're a different kind of LA than I am. You know, they come from the other side of the street, man. I heard Roger Deakins replied to the listing. That's what they're hoping for. Yeah, dude, it is insane. Overtime is time and a half, not a flat 100 per 90 minute. You know what though? In their case, I think I would rather take the $100. They're only giving you 200 for the 12. Oh man, this post has to be a joke. You can't be serious. No, it's serious. I can guarantee it's serious. I see shit like this all the time. Would be so funny if somebody got the job and showed up with a Canon T2i. That's what needs to happen. That's about what he's asking for. They should have just rescheduled the shoot with the original DP. Well, that's what I'm saying. There's more to it. That's probably why they can't. The original DP is probably like, fuck this shit. Like, listen to the way this thing is written. You know what I mean? We already know why the DP left. It ain't because he booked another job. It's because he's done working with this guy or person. Oh man, this sounds like a heist. You should up with a truck full of gear and they just rob you. Or it could be that. It could be that too. And if that's the case, this is even more insane. We should email them. You know, last time we did that, I was sending out emails and nobody ever got back to me, which is funny. That's weird, huh? Oh man. How's AI doing in US? Hold up. How's AI doing in US? Here, major companies like Unilever already uses them and stop hiring photographers for their product shoots and ads. Horrible. Oh yeah, everybody. Dude, politicians use AI here. Everybody, our president uses AI. Are you kidding me? The fucking president makes the craziest AI ads for himself. Donald Trump. Have you seen the Donald Trump AI ads? They're insane, dude. He made one for No Kings. He made one of him flying a jet with a literally a fucking like Burger King crown on. And he's like flying a jet. That's our fucking president, dude. This place is like, yeah, no. We're like, we're like, I don't even know what's happening in this country right now, but it's not good, bro. Don't even get me started on that, dude. Holy shit, dude. At least 200 plus meals. Holy shit, dude. Yeah, it's insane, man. It's insane. Lunch included. I would fucking hope so. It's a bag lunch. Dude, me and Tristan have done that on jobs before. We've done that on jobs before when they were like, oh, we brought lunch and we just looked at it. I was like, bro, it was so bad. One time I go, bro, I saw a DQ up the street. we went and ate DQ. Have you ever been to DQ? But they have like a grill side. You get chicken fingers and like Texas toast at a Dairy Queen. All at the same time. You can get a fucking Heath Bar Crunch Blizzard. With fucking Texas gravy for the toast. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like it. But we've done that before. We'd rather eat that than what the fucking people brought. Then get free lunch. Yo, and that's saying a lot for Tristan, because Tristan loves free food, bro. Small crew, LOL. Sure, let me just call my crew and say we're all splitting 200. That's what I'm saying, bro. Maybe he meant per hour. No, dude. No, no, I don't think he meant per hour. The job, it literally says the job pays $200 for the day. It literally says for the day, bro. They give you a $200 check and they take your van fast. They have the crew to work you over. Exactly. Netter call and check first. The audacity. That's what I'm saying, Austin Parks, bro. Bro bono, a bro no no. A bro no no. Magic in the house. Late night live. Yeah, mindful grinds, bro. Dude, that's a cool ass name, mindful grinds. Um, yeah, it's crazy how much they want for that. Yo, what are you talking about? Oh, the Leica. I forgot I went on that rant. Should be made optically V combo. Fuji can do it. Leica just lazy ass. I don't know, man. It's just insane to me. That's like 30K in Australian dollars. What? Oh my god. This is what I'm saying, bro. Sigma BF is 2,900. Yeah, and that's a joke too. You guys know. You guys know they didn't dude, someone from Sigma messed up. We'll start with that. Because someone included my name in their marketing thing. I was one of the people that got emailed to be asked if I want to review the BF camera, and I did think that was bizarre. I found that a little bizarre. So I go, yeah, of course I do. Crickets. I was like, oh, so a new intern fucking included me in the mailing list. He probably had his ass handed to him. He had a good talking to that day. They sat him down in a chair. Oh shit, dude. And then when I saw that they ghosted me, I'm like, yeah, I kind of knew that was a mistake. But then I'm like, dude, I should just rent it and roast it anyways, bro. But hey, it might be like the ZR thing. Yo, when Blake showed up with that ZR, I even told him, I go, bro, are you sure you're not like an undercover Nikon person? Because I'm like, this is a little sus, man. You know what I mean? I was just fucking with him. He's not. He totally isn't. But because it did kind of work a little bit, you know, because the kind of complaints I have, but there are still, you have to see the video, because there are still some things that I find annoying. And just like how the camera comes out of the box isn't great. Like you do have to basically pre-program it. Like you gotta change everything on it to make it like a true like cinema camera out of the box. It doesn't handle like a true cinema camera in terms of the buttons they have mapped and the way the menus are set up. Like none of it comes out of the box ready for like cinematography, in my opinion. Like it comes out of the box very weird, like all the button layout and everything. So you gotta like you gotta like reorganize the way it's set up. But I don't want to give away too much, but hopefully this week I can get the video out. I got to color grade a lot of clips though. So I'm not feeling good about that because because the color grade, look, I may not even, all I might do is I might just like put a show LUT on it and then just adjust like the contrast and exposure. That, you know what? And then I'll say that at the beginning of the video. I'll be like, I'll just say that. And then people, if they want to talk shit, it's like, bro, I warned you, bro. You know what I mean? It's like, because, you know, otherwise if I try to do something funky with it, it's just going to get fucked. Like we already know it's going to get fucked. So I'm like, all right, I'm not even going to like, that's why I don't do anything funky with my color grades anymore, because it's like every time I try, it's like, oh, it's not right, dude. Cause I can't see it. You know, I can't see the shadows. I can't see the highlights. Like I can't see the colors that you guys see. So I've kind of given up on like touching the color wheels, touching anything. Like I'll just be like, fuck, that's how it is, bro. And then only adjust the exposure and the contrast because I don't trust myself with anything else. So I'll probably just put like a little like forewarning at the beginning of the video or something. That way I don't like fuck it. I don't want to fuck up like the color rendering, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I should rent the Sigma BF. I did think about that. I'm like, dude, I should just rent that and roast that fucking camera, bro. But I mean, I'm not saying I would roast it. Like I'm going to give it a fair shot, especially if I'm like spending money to rent it. But at the same time, like I just don't care about that fucking camera enough, dude. Like I don't know what it is. It's just like, it just seems silly to me. Like it's a really silly camera. It's just something that I also like, I don't enjoy like only having a screen. Like I think this is really primarily a photo camera, right? But it is crazy. Like I think it has cine modes, but like to me, this is look at it. Like this is a weird, I don't know. I don't even know what this is. Like they just make the weirdest shit. You know, you can't fault them for it, you know, but this is the only thing I'm like, it's cool. Like like if they would, like if they would have meant to send me that email, I would have totally checked it out and gave it a fair shake. But like, I don't know if I want to spend like 200, like I think maybe with tax, maybe you'd spend like 150 to rent this thing for the weekend or something, which is nothing, right? 150 to rent this thing for the weekend. But still it's like, then I gotta like fuck around. My whole weekend has to go to this thing. And then I gotta make a video about it. And then, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't think I care that much. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't care that much about the fucking thing, right? And then, so it's like, nah, I'm not gonna do that though. But that's what I would have to do to like feature this thing on the channel because they obviously don't want me to. But that's what makes me want to do it more, right? Like the fact that they, like one, like it's weird they send me the email and then ghosted me. So that's how I feel like it was an intern that fucked up, you know what I mean? But if not, like that was a pretty like maybe, or it could be like their way of poking the bear. Like, hey, we're not going to send this to, now this is like how my paranoid side of my mind works. They'll be like, and I know this isn't how I'm almost convinced an intern sent it to me on accident, but there is a possibility. There may be like a 5% possibility where they're like, hey, we're not going to send this camera to Justin, but let's just poke him a little bit, like get him riled up. Let's send him the invite as if we are going to send it to him. And then we'll just ghost him. Right? That is like a 5% possibility. I don't think that's the reality of it, but that, I mean, certainly is a possibility. Either way, however it went down, like it did kind of work, right? Because it made me want to like rent this more. Oh, but here's the malicious part of it, right? This is how I recognize my own maliciousness. Because then I'm like, no, the only reason why it's wanting you to rent it more is because you purposely want to roast it. And it's like, yeah, and that probably wouldn't be very cool of me either, you know, like, because I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be, in other words, I don't want to be resentful when I'm supposed to be reviewing a fucking camera, you know what I mean? And like if I have to rent it, I would be, I'd be feeling kind of resentful because I already know that they fucking sent me the invite on accident. You know what I mean? So that's why I would be resentful, right? If they would have never sent the email, who knows how I would feel about it. But the fact that they sent the invite email and then disappeared, that's what kind of got me riled up a little bit. Where I'm like, man, maybe I should, you know what I mean? But either way, I know that I'll be resentful, so I probably won't ever fuck with it. Unless they literally come back around, they see this live and they got a save face. They're like, oh, fuck, now he's fucking talking shit. He told everyone, which is like, yeah, what did you fucking expect? Like, you didn't think I wouldn't tell everyone that you fucking sent me an email invite and then disappeared? Like, what the fuck is that shit, dude? Of course I'm gonna tell people that shit. I tell everybody everything. Are you kidding me, dude? Come on, there's no secrets around here, bro. Let's see. Yo, that camera is like buying into a membership. Does it come with Grey Poupon? Oh, the Leica? Yeah, 100%, dude. This thing's a joke, dude. Just stop spending. Don't buy any new gear from anyone. We're just a bank to them. Screw them all. Yeah, I mean, that's honestly how I kind of feel. I mean, the last thing I bought was this A7C2, but I didn't buy it. I traded my Leica M10 for it. Well, that plus cash. So I got his A7C2 kit. It came with like a bunch of accessories, and he gave me $2,000. So I felt like that was a pretty good deal, right? And all I gave him was the Leica M10. That was it. No lenses. Like the Leica M10. I got $2,000 cash plus his A7C2, which was pretty new. I mean, I definitely put some marks on it, so it was pretty pristine. And he had all the cool accessories, like all the cool accessories for it. Everything. He even gave me his little generic camera bag that now is like the case for that camera. Because I don't give a fuck. It's just the case, you know? So I felt like that was a pretty good deal. So I didn't even buy the A7C2. And technically I technically didn't even buy the FX6 because I sold 3 items the same day I bought it. So I sold all 3 of those items, and funny enough, it was another Leica. I got $3,000 for my Leica M6. I will admit though, I do miss that camera. I kind of always a little bit kick myself in the ass for selling the M6, but here's the reality, dude. The FX6 already paid for itself, and I've had it for over a year now. You know, like I never made money with the M6, not once. You know what I mean? So like, it doesn't really make sense. You know, it's just like a luxury item. You know, it's like, I don't need a luxury item when I'm a working man, you know, in the lower class, you know, like, bro, I gotta fucking sell this shit, dude. So I don't know if I would count the FX6 because I sold in the same day I bought it. Before I bought it, I sold my camera cart. I sold my FX30, and so I got 900 for my camera cart. I got 1,500 for the FX30 because it had a Metabone speed booster with it. And then I sold the Leica M6 for $3,000. So that was 4,500, just a little over $5,000. So I actually made a little bit of money. I actually made money by getting the FX6 because I think I'm getting one of those numbers wrong because I think I actually made 5,400 that day, and I bought the FX6 cash for $5,000. So I actually made $400 by getting the FX6. You know, if you think about it like that, my whole life is like this, guys. I wheel and deal like a madman. I wheel and deal like a madman. But that's kind of how I get away without having to like spend actual money on gear. Very rarely will I go, oh, I need this, and I'll just drop cash on it. I very rarely do that. I only do that if it's like something under $500. If it's under $500, then I'll just like buy it immediately. But for stuff that's like $1,000 or more, I usually will be like, if I really want it, I'll sell some other shit that doesn't really get used to get the other thing. Only because like I don't like, you know what I mean? When it comes to gear, one, I don't like accumulating the gear, right? So in my brain, I'm like, if I need to make a big purchase, you know, something over $1,000 to me is a big purchase, right? It just is. And maybe that's because I'm a little tight or however I feel about it. To me, it just is, right? If it's over $1,000 to me, I kind of look at it as, well, that's kind of a little bit of an investment. And honestly, the IRS looks at it the same way. In fact, the United States IRS, if it's over 500, they look at it as a large investment, okay? So I'm being a little bit more lenient than the IRS is, right? So yeah, the $1,000, I'm always like, okay, let's pause a little bit, right? And one, I'll stew over it for a very long time. You know, if anything costs more than $1,000, I'll research the fuck out of it because I want to make sure to know what I'm getting, you know? And then I'll start thinking about the gear that hasn't really been working lately, you know, because to me, I look at all this shit as work, you know, like, is it working? And with me, it's a little different, you know, because I can make content with some of this stuff. So I was kind of viewing the Leica cameras as like, well, they do get like when I did my Leica M10 1-year review, that video, like even on this channel, which doesn't really have anything to do with photography as hard as I've tried, like as hard as I've tried to, you know, bring photography onto this channel, it usually doesn't do well. But what does do well is the reviews on those Leica cameras, just boom. And it's like, wow. And so I can, with me, it's a little different because I can still view that as work technically, you know, because you're like, well, you know, I mean, it's no lie. You all know I'm monetized here. Yeah. Okay. His channel is monetized. So, you know, you're going to get ads, you know, obviously the more views the video gets, the more ad revenue it makes. Right. And then occasionally people might go to your description and use your affiliate links. Right. So, you know, there is one way of looking at it as like, okay, it's still work, you know, it's still working. But even that's just to say, when I look at gear, even like, am I using it for the YouTube? Has it been used on real jobs? Well, for me, a photo camera, like something like that, like an M6, no, nobody is hiring me to shoot film photography, right? Like no one's ever done that, right? Like, and I wouldn't expect them to, right? Like, it's fine. Like, I mean, I've been hired to shoot digital photos, but not film photos. I've never been hired to shoot film photos ever. I know some people that do get hired for that, and I kind of admire that. To me, that's rad. It's like, damn, they're specifically getting hired to shoot film. Well, that's a very small niche. And within that niche are some really amazing, good film photographers, you know, like people who know what the fuck they're doing, right? And that makes sense for the company to invest that much because they know that the film, I mean, even though sure, I mean, it might be more expensive, right? But I mean, for a huge corporation, it's a drop in the bucket. Let's be real. But the biggest gamble that company is taking when they hire you to shoot film is like, it may not come out right. You know, like that's just the reality of it. Like there is still a gamble. So they have to have a lot of faith and trust in you as the image maker to be like, we need you to shoot this on film. And you're like, damn, that might be a sign that you've like hit the top, right? Like that might be just a sign. I imagine Peter McKinnon is probably working at that level, right? Because he's all into film now. He's went analog, right? Peter McKinnon went analog, right? I guess that's the new cool thing. And so, but I'm sure that he has probably been commissioned to shoot some film photos. Maybe, probably. I wouldn't be surprised if he has. And I think that is a testament to like, damn, like your reputation, you know, the trust that they have in you to chance it. I have seen guys that have done that before. I think Willem Verbeek did a great thing about that, where he was shooting a paid thing on film, but he was literally shooting his digital next to it. to make sure, like to check the settings beforehand. That's a really smart way to do things. And I actually kind of did that recently. I did that just this past weekend. Um, I know we're getting down a weird rabbit hole now. I'll get off it, but I don't even know how we got down there. You can get 10 Sony A7Cs for that. Yeah, exactly, dude. Yo, no, I just met him, but became best friends with him. He is from Iran. Very good musician. Look up Don't Burn That Bridge song. We shot this in New York City, Boston. I don't even know what you guys are talking about. Even Steven Spielberg wouldn't have the balls. Oh, you just met the guy. He wasn't your friend. Oh, so you took a chance. Look, you probably got good vibes from him and you took a chance. Again, me reading this ad, I get zero good vibes from reading this ad, right? So, you know, I'm sure a lot of it has a, you know, you gotta have your little antennas on and going, you know, like, let me make sure this human is okay. You know, that's usually how my brain is, dude, because I think everybody's out to fucking, you know, massacre me, you know? So I'm always like giving the once over on everyone, bro. Like, I don't trust nobody, bro. That's because I'm from Florida. Oh shit. Do they want references? Yeah, Mindful Grinds is ready to submit. You're too late, dude. The job was today, bro. You're too late. Who knows? The original guy might have got shit canned, so they might still need to do some reshoots. You better submit anyways. Would that be hilarious? In case today didn't work out. Oh shit, that's the headline, the title of your email. In case today didn't work out for you. Here's my resume. Oh shit, dude. Look, here's the thing. If you lived in Boyle Heights, maybe it would make sense. But even then, I'd be like, dude, wait a second. We plan on visiting multiple set locations. Like, that's a scary thing, right? You know, you're like, fuck, where are we going, dude? And how many times? Why does it say multiple set locations? Because, you know, if it was only like 2 or 3, it would just say that. It would say like 2 to 3 set locations. But multiple, to put the word multiple on that, you're like, hold up. Look, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he means setups. He could mean that. Maybe he's just like so out of touch that he doesn't realize set locations is different than setups. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Set locations is pretty specific. Even Steven Spielberg wouldn't have the balls to post an ad like that asking this for 200. Well, he's got too much time in the game. Spielberg has too much respect. You know what I mean? And plus, I know it's as a joke, but you already know what I'm gonna say. You know, Spielberg has people who hire shit for him. Wouldn't it be funny? Steven Spielberg's new assistant. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, you will be working with Oscar-winning Steven Spielberg. You know, the guy that did Jaws. Look, I would look. Here's something, and this happens all the time too. People go do jobs for free if the right people are attached. This happens all the time. This happens all the time. And you know what? I would probably do that too, because it's like, damn, dude, like when is like, and maybe the biggest, like it would depend. Like, think about it. Like, think about if Roger Deakins was like, yo, you gotta come work for me, but I'm not gonna pay you. I think I would do it. Like, honestly, like I would be like, yeah, dude, I'm there. I probably definitely would. I totally would. Even if they were like, we can't put you up in a hotel. Like, you know, cause I'm like, what if it was somewhere outside of, you know, your hometown or whatever. And they're like, you gotta come to, you know, some crazy place on another side of the country, but we can't put you in a hotel. I still might even do it, bro. I would probably live out of my van. I'd be living out of my van. Making money only off of YouTube videos, so I'd be dirt ass poor. But maybe I would get more people watching because I would be like, look, Roger, I'll do this job, but only if I can document my experience of doing it. I gotta be able to shoot BTS on your set. I gotta be able to, you know, share the video without sharing too much about what we're filming. You know, like I would have to have a little bit of a but here's the thing, even if he said no, if he still said no to that, like, no, you can't shoot BTS, I'll be like, okay, but I am going to make videos about it. But I won't, but we can set up NDA so I don't reveal too much. And I think maybe then he would say yes. Either way, I'm just trying to figure out how I would do it and still be able to live out of my van and I would just live off of the YouTube money, which isn't anything really, but still, like, it might be enough to like, because you got to think, you would be eating on set. Uh, Anybody on set eats for free, right? And you eat the good food. So all you got to do is like have a place to live. So that's why I say, like, I have my van, like I would live out of my van and I would get free food on set. And I would probably work for free for Roger Deakins for the whole movie. I would do it for free just for the experience of that. You know what I'm saying? And everyone would know I did, right? Everyone would know that I was working on it. And even if I had to wait for the movie to come out, that would be the way to go too. Like, okay, you get to film all the BTS, but you have to wait till the movie comes out. You're like, okay. And then you just boom, and the movie comes out. Then you have like a fucking 2-month long thing of worth of content, dude. You just got all this crazy content. And then you would have the experience, and then you would be able to share that experience with the world. Like, people would be like, no fucking way. So in that case, I would do that for free. Honestly, I might even do that for someone that's not Roger Deakins, but they would still have to be pretty, someone that like you're just like blown away by, even if they're not that big. Like, think about the guy that shoots Kendrick Lamar's music videos. Dude, those music videos are so good. I forget his name. Is that Adam Newport-Berra? Is it Adam Newport-Berra that shot the Kendrick Lamar videos? I think it is. I think it's the same guy that did Euphoria, and he also did Last Black Man in San Francisco. I absolutely love The Last Black Man in San Francisco. I think that's all Adam Newport-Berra. Shout out if that's right or not, guys. I think that's Adam Newport. Even for him, I would probably go work for him for free, just to fucking, because he's one of my favorites, and I would live out of my van. I know that. Wow, I got lost in that one for a minute, didn't I? I was really going deep in that fantasy, bro. Like, I had the movie. I should make a movie about that. like a fake movie, obviously. Like maybe I should make a little like fictional script like that. Like a guy that lives out of his van so he can work on set with someone famous. But to like hit all the audiences, it would have to be like a famous actor that everybody knows. But you obviously, you're not going to get the famous actor in your movie, so it's just referenced. It's referenced. That might be a funny movie, dude. Nobody steal my idea. Don't steal my story. Facts. Get you one of those red technical LUTs. Yeah, you're talking about, yeah. I have the Juan Malara one. It's pretty good. The Sigma BF is like trying to pull off a Steve Jobs without the jobs. They're just selling you an idea. What the hell is that thing? Oh yeah, let's go back to that. That was funny looking. The Steve Jobs without the jobs. Where is it? I don't know what it is. Look, they're into weird shit. I honestly don't fault them for that. Like, I think that is kind of cool, honestly. Look, I don't have a problem with the stuff they make. I kind of have a problem with the company. I kind of have a problem with the company. A7C2 was scratch off for 9877. Wait, what? What are you saying, bro? Man, I am running 2 fully rigged out FS5 Mark II still, mainly because I have the ProRes workflow down well. Mainly because I have the ProRes workflow down well. That ZR is looking like a good transition to get into a smaller setup. Bro. All right. Do you want to watch some of the BTS? Look, I can give you guys a sneak peek. Nah, it's all like gnarly. I gotta wait. I gotta wait for it. I'll wait till I drop the whole video. But we got so much cool BTS of trying to use that camera. But it doesn't like run the way that you would expect it to run out of the box. Hot take maybe, but the ZR being the Z6 III sensor, it's not a red camera as we know it. Cutting it together with other reds is literally the same as cutting it together with any other camera. And we talk about this in the video that will come out this week. We do talk about that, how it's not a real red, because I mentioned that. I'm like, don't forget, this isn't like real red. This is what do they call it? Nikon enhanced red or something. I forget what they call it, but yeah, it's exactly right. It's not the same. So in that aspect, it really is like you say, it's like having just another camera on set that now you have to match. But yo, if Blake is still in here, he can tell. There's a program that he uses. Is it called Film Convert? He uses Film Convert to match Reds and Sonys and all kinds of shit. He says it works good. I'd never tried Film Convert. So I think if you had a program like that, they could easily match it. The fact that it has some resemblance of R3D is a lot closer than you would get out of a Sony, for instance, or any other camera for that matter. You know what I mean? So it is going to get you the closest to red. But yes, I do agree. It is not the same colors. I think Brandon Talbot has done videos on that. I haven't, honestly, I didn't watch them. So I don't know. I don't know the results. Sometimes I'll just click on a video just to like catch the vibe, and then I'll just check out. I'm like, all right, I get the point. You know what I mean? Like it has to be really good for me to like stay into it. But yeah, I guess I always forget that this is like a whatever you're saying, a Z6 Mark III sensor or whatever. Football frequency. I have the ZR and the Nikkor 28 to 135. Okay, so you got the new power zoom. It does not want to be rigged. The micro HDMI runs into the hand grip from small rig. The cage doesn't want to play nice with any 15 millimeter rod plate. Well, that's more on the cage. You can't blame the plate on the camera. I can guarantee. Oh, I don't want to say guarantee. I'm trying to stop doing that. But I would bet money that if you were to buy something that Wooden Camera or Bright Tangerine makes for this camera, I can guarantee that it would be a perfect fit, right? But the fact that small rig is, that might be the first, that's your first hiccup, right? You went with let's be honest, you went with the budget cage, so that's probably why it doesn't have a perfect fit, right? There's a reason why Bright Tangerine and Wooden Camera cost what they do. It's just the shit is good out the box. Like it's ready to go. And it's used by professionals, People don't really fuck with small rig, outside of people like you and me. You know what I'm saying? Like on the jobs I go to here in LA, everybody laughs when they see my small rig stuff. They're like, and a lot of, I've literally had DPs be like, get your small rig shit out of here, Justin. Like literally. And so I'm, but I get it. Like, I just laugh. I'm like, yeah, this shit sucks. I get it, but it's true, the cage was your, so in other words, you can't really blame the base plate height on the camera. That has nothing to do with the cage, right? Because any of them you can adapt to. I mean, look at how crazy the FX6 is. The FX6 has like this huge gooseneck, and Bright Tangerine and Wooden Camera figured out how to make it work. That's why their shit is so fucking expensive. You know what I mean? A7C2 with labels scratched off. It's the housing and internal storage on the BF that made it interesting anyway. Oh, you're calling the BF an A7C2? You really think so? How? Oh, it is only, no. Dude, the A7C2 is a 33 megapixel. This thing is only 24 megapixels. This is definitely not the same this is not the same sensor as the A7C2. Definitely not. I am ordering a Komodo X, so I figured the ZR will be my second camera. Oh, now that would be a wild setup. Guys, I love the Komodo X. I just think that's a cool camera, man. I really do. I really like that Komodo X camera. I was kind of bummed when it dropped because I'm like, dude, this is everything I wanted my Komodo to be. You know what I'm saying? Like it really was. It just was. It's cool. It's crazy too. Oh, they both lock. Okay. I just hate these mounts. Canon RF. Look at the choices. RF or Z. Ugh, God. Ugh. Yuck. I wish they just had like a normal mount, but it's okay. I guess, fuck it. I mean, you're going to have to adapt them anyways. I would probably just go with the Z because then you could put Sony lenses on it or something crazy. You could put anything on it. RF is like, they don't want you to play with other lenses because they suck. You can get M mount though. You can put Minolta lenses on RF. You can put Leica M lenses on RF, but that's about it. Yeah, dude, this camera is so rad, dude. I'm like, dude, this is what I wanted the OG to be, like this has got it all, man. It's got it all, dude. I was like, fuck, they did it. But it was too late for me. I was already checked out. From just like the whole thing. I don't know. I don't know why. I think, I don't know what did it. I don't know what sealed the deal with me on selling the Komodo. I just remember just feeling like it just, it wasn't, I wasn't able to do the things that I was setting out to do with it in terms of like, it just became a huge pain in the ass to work with. It really was. I was like, this thing is a pain in the ass to work with, mainly because of I honestly couldn't tell you why. I think a lot of it came down to the filtration thing. I just became so enamored by having ND inside the camera. I just did. And it's all because of the C500 Mark II, bro. The C500 Mark II sealed the deal. And it was crazy because I worked on a job where we used the C500 Mark II. It was the same summer that I had already dropped money on the Komodo. If I wouldn't have already paid my deposit on the OG, I can guarantee that when I came back from that trip or that job, which was a trip, it was all the same thing. When I got back, I would have bought the C70 instead. So Red got lucky that they got my money before I went out on that job because I was too like chicken to get my deposit back. Because I guess there was still a part of me that was like, no, I want a Red, dude. I want a Red. Because there was that hype around it. Like you can finally get a Red, you know? And I think now that's what the ZR is. I think what the Komodo was for me is what the ZR is to like a lot of people in this, 5-year later generation, right? I think that's what this is. This is the 5-year later generation's Komodo. That's literally what it is. And it's way cooler. I can tell you by using it. I used it. Shout out to Lonely Wrist again, Blake in the house. I used his camera before he did. He literally took it out of the box and handed it to me. Video, I hope, comes this week. But I can tell you, like, dude, it's rad. It's way cooler than the OG Komodo, man. It really is. And the thing that makes you go, wow, is it has, because he had the 51.4, right, Blake? Something like that. He had like the 51.4, the Nikon lens. So there was autofocus on a Red, like you have the Red, you're shooting RAW. First of all, you're shooting RAW with autofocus. And I know you can do that with Sony's if you're like exporting the RAW, but now that I'm saying it out loud, that was the first time I was shooting RAW with autofocus because I've never exported RAW out of any of my Sony cameras. I've never had a desire to do that. I just know I hate exporting RAW out of those cameras. I don't know why, but there's something about it that makes me nervous, right? But the Nikon ZR, that was the first time shooting RAW with autofocus. So that was wild for me. On top of that, it has really good image stabilization. So I'm like, damn, I'm shooting RAW with autofocus and it's stabilized. And I'm walking around like I'm literally walking while shooting. And it looked really good. Like, I'm like, okay, but again, it's on this little screen. But now comes the other part. The screen, it really is something you have to experience in real life because we've all heard everybody talk about it. But when you experience it in real life, you're like, wow, it is really large and bright and just like clear and sharp. You're like, I don't know. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me how much I was impressed by this camera and that's why I told Blake, I go, you have to be an undercover guy from Nikon because it was like, it was almost like too good to be true. How much I was like blown away by the camera where I'm like, because I really didn't know what to expect. But that's not to say I still have negatives about it. I still talk shit about it because you guys know me. I always find things that are a pain in the ass. I just do because I am that guy. I'm always like, okay, the cup's only, you know what I'm saying? I'm that guy. I'm like, nah, dude, there's still things that could, 100%. I still have a lot of nitpicks about it. But if you like me just thinking here going, yeah, dude, this is this generation's Komodo. Nah, dude, it's so much better than that. This little camera, if I could have had the first time shooting on the Komodo was not the experience I had the first time shooting on this thing. This was just so enjoyable to use. And again, literally, when I say right out of the box, he literally opened his trunk. The box was brand new. He took it out of the little bag the camera shop gave him, took the box out of the bag, opened the box, peels the stickers up, hands it to me. He goes, and I was like, well, I didn't want to use it, dude. He was like, well, I don't care. It's mine. I get to use it forever. You only get it for like the next 2 hours. And I was like, oh, it's like Christmas, dude. And it was just it was a joy to just like run. And honestly, and Blake was talking about how he's going to rig it up and stuff. And I'm just like, no, bro, like I would never do that. Like just using it out there on the street. And well, here's the thing. It wasn't during the day. So I only shot it at nighttime, like the dead of night. And that's kind of what will make the test cool, right? It was just all nighttime footage on Broadway. And I'm just like, dude, this is such an enjoyable little camera. And it even has a little joystick. they even had the little joystick. You know how many cameras I wish still had the joystick? It's just kind of a really, I don't know, man. So it is a little bit like me putting my foot in my mouth about like how much shit I talk about Nike. Again, that's why I feel like he was a mole, right? Like I feel like he was, sent to me from the powers that be, right? That are like, dude, you gotta fucking just let him fucking. But he wasn't like, right? He's just a cool guy that let me use his camera before he did. You know what I mean? I just had no idea. I had zero expectations. Zero expectations. And then you kind of get hooked. Now here's the thing though. Here's the thing. I won't. You know what I mean? Because I know probably maybe you guys are already writing it like, oh shit, he's gonna jump boat. But no, I won't. It's not that cool. Right? You know what I mean? Like it's not that cool. But if you were to rewind, right? It might be. But for me, it's like, nah, it's still not cool enough to make me jump a boat. And what I mean by that is, I'm not going to leave the FX6. No, not even. Wouldn't even leave the FX6 for it. Now, here's something I have considered. Hold on. I keep sitting on my wallet. Oh, shit. We got a caller. Took long enough. Here we go.
Blake.
Oh, it is Blake in the house.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
Blake, you're on live, brother.
What up, dude?
Yo, just be advised, there is a bit of a lag, so you might, if you're listening to me live, turn it down.
Yeah, no, I'm turning it down. I had to defend myself, man. Not a Nikon rep.
What's that?
I said joking, but I had to defend myself that I'm not a Nikon rep, and I know you're messing around, but
yeah, dude. If you guys,
I also don't remember.
Hold up. If you guys can't hear him, he was saying that he had to defend himself that he's not a Nikon rep.
No, I don't even remember talking about rigging it because I really ran it through the paces yesterday. There's this nonprofit across the street that I'm helping them try to raise funds for a dog rescue, and dude, I found so many weird little quirks just using it day in and day out, and I just can't see myself ever rigging it. It's so just designed to be used with your hands,
100%, bro. That's how I felt about it too. Well, yeah, on the night though, you were talking about how, I think your first plan was to rig it out. And I think I even said, I'm like, bro, you're not going to want to rig this out, dude.
Yeah, I could have said that. I don't know, man. But, dude, I found so many bugs that I reported back to Nikon, and hopefully they listen.
Bugs?
Yeah,
like what?
Weird little quirks.
Like what?
So when you press the power button, you get this little green orb that lights up, and then 2 seconds later, it just goes black. So if you've had the screen closed, you have no idea if the camera's even turned on.
Yeah.
Which is a very, very, very weird one. We couldn't get the focus assist to work because when you're in the view assist, you can't use view assist and focus peaking at the same time.
Yeah.
Stupid. What else? Oh, I have a list. Hold on. I have a list.
A list?
Yeah.
You better read fast, bro.
You can't make the LUTs in. Terrible. And then obviously the Nikon Transfer 2 is a big piece of shit.
Oh yeah.
I would love to see the battery runtime. In the top right, you see 98% or 70 or whatever your battery percent is in Sony. And then yeah, whatever's glitching out with the aperture there. How I couldn't assign the aperture to the control ring.
Yeah, that was lame. That may be more of a negative of the lens though. So he had the modern Nikon 50. Is a 1.4, right?
Right, 51.4.
Yeah, and it had a physical ring on it, but it wasn't connected to the aperture, so it doesn't make sense what that was for. But I'm sure you could never figure out how to map it. You can never figure out how to map it inside the menus.
No, I figured out how to map it, but it seems because the firmware, I don't know if it's just they half-assed the firmware. They just wanted to rush the camera out. I think that could be right. Some of the stuff that I found just seems like little firmware quirks, and for whatever reason, that control ring wasn't able to be mapped for aperture, even though it let me in the settings. It wouldn't respond when I mapped the aperture to it.
So
then
bizarre.
I mapped the ISO to the freaking controller, and it's the weirdest shit.
Yeah, I mean that's one of my biggest complaints. The buttons out of the box are not none of them are set up that makes sense to me personally.
Yeah, and I started poking through it, and I was just really scared because I don't know Nikon. Like, as we started poking through the settings, you know, that night, I mean, I went back, as I'm sure I was texting you, and I found some of the weird stuff out of it, but I still don't feel very comfortable, like, changing a bunch of the settings. Like, I went in there and I, like, dialed in everything, and I saved it to a custom profile so, like, I can get myself out of, like, hot water if I need it, like, last minute on a shoot. But, man, it's just so weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because your plan,
so
your plan is to use it as a B cam, right? Or something you had said.
Yeah. I was going to use it as a B cam for the Komodo. Because when I was shooting in New York and we had to rent the second Komodo, just having the same color science, I think it didn't seem like it was a far stretch. You know, if I do 2 or 3 projects, it'll pay for itself.
Oh yeah, easy. This camera's so cheap.
A little B camera. Yeah. I think it's. I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see what the future holds. But I think that it's really premature right now. I mean, I think Nikon still has a lot of work to do, like to get it up to like, because you have to think like, you know, they're trying to take a sliver from the Sony market. And actually, when I came back, I was talking to the Canon reps. Like they did a little Canon demo, and I was slinging it like the day I came back from LA. And they're like, "Oh, is that the ZR?" And then so I like handed it to the Canon rep, and she's like, "Oh, this is cool. Like, this is the first time I got to see it." Blah, blah, blah. And then so we kind of came on the topic of like how Sony has so much professional market share, and it's, you know, obviously because Sony has a studio, right? And they like, you know, they have their own production company, and like, you know, they're giving cameras to big boys, right? And they've got like their whole little creative duo, and like. Nikon doesn't have any of that infrastructure in place where they have working professionals to put their cameras through the paces, like in cinematography, right? And so,
wait,
you know,
what? You don't think so?
I don't think so. I could be wrong. I mean, like, which professional cinematographer out there who shoots in Hollywood is going to be using a Nikon, right?
Yeah, but they gave it to Michael Bay, right? They did give him a yellow one. Oh yeah, I know so. We saw he was on Instagram.
He's not going to use it. He's not going to use
and
shit.
I can guarantee that Jason Momoa got one. You already know the guy. You know all the red guys got it. Phil Holland got one. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I definitely don't agree with you on that. I think there's definitely I 100% think that it went through some hands, but at the same time, like I just don't think that I understand what you're saying though, because the problem they have with this camera is much like what I usually complain about, how it's like a hybrid. That kind of is the number one issue with it. You know what I mean? So when you make a hybrid camera, you're always going to take one in the knee always, you know, like, and I think that's probably the weakest flaw of the camera, honestly, that it is a hybrid camera. You know what I'm saying? Because
I could agree.
Because a lot of the issues I had with it was because I'm like, why the fuck? Like the shutter, like they, you know, with a photo camera, you have the little. So let me find a picture of it for you guys. So this right here, out of the box, that actually changes your shutter, which for photography is great, but for video, you don't know how many times I hit that thing and accidentally changed my shutter. So it's like that's dumb. That it's so dumb that it comes out of the box like that. And on top of that, not only does it come out of the box like that, but it's in video mode and it's still set up to be like that. That shit don't make sense to me, you know? So like, it's little things like that. And I know you can remap it, but that's not the point, right? That's not the point. Out of the box, it should be set up to be for video, certainly when it has the specs that it has, you know?
Yeah, no, I mean, you're absolutely right. I actually like did some remapping and I found like there's like a control lock function. So I can go in there, press the control lock, then press the shutter like wheel, and it'll lock down that shutter angle.
Yeah, so see, there's all these little hidden secrets, you know what I mean? That you got to know the camera, right? So that's just kind of like, And that's kind of another downside of such a small little camera. Cause you know, the FX6, all you got to do is turn it on its side and look at it and go, okay, this button does this button does that. You know, and I used to hate it. In the beginning, I was like, too many buttons. But now I love it. Cause you're like, now I know where fucking everything is. Cause it's a button for it, you know?
Yeah.
But you're not going to get
you're
that.
absolutely right.
You're not going to get that on a little tiny camera though. You know, it's just one of the hits you take to make a hybrid, you know?
It's also really hard to map because you have such limited buttons on the body. You're like, okay, like really what settings do I really need to map?
Right.
And then I went in there and there's that whole view assist function where you can map like focus peaking, zebras, you know, all of your monitoring tools from there. And then you can map like your actual camera controls to the top left little toggle that we were messing with.
Mm-hmm.
And then so there's just weird little things, man, that like, you know, as I started to use it, like, you know, when I was like after the fire at this project yesterday, I was just like, this is freaking weird. And dude, it's so, even in bright, because we were shooting outdoors the entire time.
I gotta cut you, Blake. I gotta cut you. We got another caller, man. Thanks for calling in, man.
All right, later.
Call from
Donnie, you're live.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, my man. All right, brother, what's going down?
Just to let you know who I am, I'm the A Moment in Time Productions.
Oh,
guy.
shit. All right. Moment in time.
Yeah. So, listen, I rented a red weapon Monstro one time just to see how it was. I had a project I was going to do. This was back maybe 2017, something like that, 2018. And the camera was amazing, I'll tell you that. I mean, it was like a $50,000 camera. I rented it for $1,500. It was a good deal because it came with a kit. It had an anamorphic lens. It had 3 other lenses and, you know, all the gear that you needed to actually shoot. But Nikon bought out Red now. I'm glad that I never invested money in Red because now I don't know where they would be going with that. I mean, would it be the same camera? Would you be able to get a Red weapon type, you know, camera from them, you know, shooting 8K, 60 frames per second, things like that. So what happened was I just ended up going with Sony.
Switch to Sony.
It was much cheaper and a phenomenal camera. I got the Sony FX6, and I have a 3 FX3 and an FX30. The 30 is a small frame. It's like a crop sensor type deal. But I would just use it as like a B-roll camera or something like that. You know, if I just, you know, absolutely needed. The FX6 is very expensive. It was for my taste. But I first got the FX3, then got the FX6 because I liked. By the way, this is the first time I had a full frame sensor type deal, except for the Red. But that was just a rental. But yeah, I would say to anybody, if you're going to start off with cinematography, you know, doing all that stuff, I would say go with Sony because for the money, I think you're getting an amazing camera. You know, I mean, and you can put pretty much, you know, they have pretty much any kind of lens you want to get for that camera. I don't know. I mean, you have experiences with Sony. I'm sure you do. I know you used to shoot with a Black Magic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was a while back. I've been on the FX6 for quite some time myself. Yeah. What
do you think of that? Do you actually think it's better than the FX3, you know, versus the money you spend?
Oh, 100%. 100%. Yeah. I mean, the features on it alone, the way the camera's set up, it out of the box, it's set up to just go. You know, I don't have to worry about, you know, because a lot of to me is the way it's set up, the way the camera's built. Like I was just saying earlier on the phone with Blake, like all the buttons are right there on the side. I know where everything is. I got ND. I got everything I need in the camera. Like even XLR if I wanted it, you know.
Oh yeah, that's how I felt about it. But what I'm saying is that what I meant is quality-wise. I tried to compare them, the two of them.
What FX6? FX6 quality versus FX3 quality?
Yeah, I was like, maybe it was shooting the right shit, but I was looking, it was pretty damn even.
Oh, you mean the footage wise? Yeah, I think they're the same sensor actually though. Maybe.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
I
So
thought I was, when I got the FX6, I thought, okay, this is a better camera. I realized that I'm just getting much better bells and whistles. As far as like resolution and all that stuff, it's the same thing.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think it is. I think it's the same sensor. It's just in a more well-built box,
Right. I mean, if I shot something in the FX3 and then shot something in the FX6, the same exact thing, and I gave you the two footages, I don't think you'd be able to tell which one was shot from what.
No, not at all. I think they found some discrepancies in white balance. The cameras have, but that would be with any camera, but I think that was a lot of people have debunked that, right? Like, but it is true. Out of the box, they set up the A7S3, the FX3, and the FX6. They all have the same sensor, supposedly. But when you put the exact same white balance in each one, it's all a little different. Even with the tint.
That's with every camera.
Right. But it is odd that, the three same sensors, quote unquote, would give you a different rendering of color, even with the same white balance. So that is a little interesting to me. So maybe you feel like, I don't know if the sensors are the same,
Right. Yeah. No, I believe the FX3 and FX6 is the exact same sensor. I don't think with the FX6, they built a specific sensor for that camera. I think they just threw in the FX3 sensor into it, which is not a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing because it's an amazing sensor.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
100%.
I don't know what the FX9 has for a sensor. That was way out of my reach. But, the FX6 was probably the best camera I ever owned. Best camera I ever had in my hand that I worked with, though, was, I have to admit, was the Red Weapon.
Red, yeah.
That thing was, but you're talking $50,000, versus $8,000. You know what I mean? You know where the extra money went when you shoot that Red Weapon.
Right, because you're holding, you feel like you're holding something of substantial, like you're like, oh yeah, this feels like something here. Yeah.
The thing that threw me for a loop is when I first turned it on, it wasn't like any camera. It's not like it just goes bling and then turns on.
Right.
This thing like boots up like a computer.
Yeah. Well, that's a negative though. All right.
I don't know if you ever messed with one of those.
Oh yeah.
As this big fan on the top, just like a CPU fan in the power supply, and you turn it on, you can actually hear it, booting up. And the thing is, it takes like maybe, 15, 20 seconds for it to actually be ready to shoot once you hit that power button.
Yeah, they're a bit of a pain.
But anyway, love your show. I like your channel. I watch a lot of your stuff. I learned a lot of the stuff from you, actually. Some of the things that you mentioned in there. I remember one time that you talked about, HDMI cables. So like you don't have to go spend $100 for this fucking cable. You can go spend $10 on this one that works just as well. And I remember one time it kind of like fucked with you. It's like you put the thing in the camera and the thing didn't work. You go, holy shit.
Yeah,
Do you remember that video?
Yeah, the Atomos. Man, people love that video. It's the old Atomos video.
Yeah. And I use the Atomos, believe it or not, with my FX30 when I go out there and just do stuff with the FX30.
Yeah.
I shoot with the Atomos and stuff like that. And I actually use basically what I use for cable because I've had problems with cables. Some cables work great, and then it's like a hit and miss, and some don't. Depending, it'll work maybe 30 frames a second, but when you go for 120 or 60 or something, it just, it has a problem. So I got this one that Gerald Undone, that purple cable that he advertised.
Condor blue,
and that thing works awesome.
Yeah,
so,
good deal.
Yeah.
Good
but anyway, I'm going to let you go, let you do your thing. Just wanted to tell you, it's great channel you got there.
Rad, man. Appreciate you calling in, brother.
All right. Talk to you.
Later. Holy shit, man. So I guess he's not interested in interested in the ZR. But see, it's good, you know. That's how Sony get them hooks in you, boy. You're hooked then, man. Sony gets you good. Yeah, Brandon Zachariah, more like a 0.005% chance. Japanese business folk generally don't do salty stuff like that. Yeah, I know. That's why I said. I knew that wasn't. It was definitely an intern who didn't know any better. Car with no wheels, camera with no rangefinder. Yeah, pretty much. That's how I feel about it. He's talking about this heinous camera right here. Whatever executive first pitched the BF definitely got fired. It just looks stupid. Seriously, Trevor's still mad about the BF. The credit card camera. My Indy 5 gives me features the ZR doesn't have, which is nice. Your Indy 5 does. Well, yeah. Wait, are you talking about a small HD monitor? But this is a whole crazy thing to rig up how I had my previous camera. Yeah, oh, you're saying why you want to put a monitor on this camera? Yeah, I don't see the need for it, dude. Except it sucks you don't have the exposure tools. Like out of the box, the whole time I was using this thing, I couldn't figure out how to get the waveform on here. And it's just because I didn't know the menu's good enough. So I had to deal with the histogram, and a lot of the times I didn't even have that up. So for all I know, the footage is fucked, dude, because I didn't really, all I had to, I guess the video that I put out on this thing, I should say this too in the video, it'll be a huge testament to how good that screen, or I should say how accurate that screen really is, because I was completely going off of the screen alone to expose with this camera. I know that sounds crazy, dude. That's a super bad thing to admit, but I only had 2 hours with the camera, and I just didn't know. I didn't want to waste time digging through the menus. I just didn't. Like there were some things like, out of the box, I fucked around for maybe like 5 minutes just to figure out the main things that I needed to know. But it just was taking too long to find the waveform. And I was just like, dude, I got to shoot, man. So I only exposed off the screen. So that sounds pretty nutty. So I don't know. Hopefully the screen is accurate. I mean, it's pretty wild looking, how big and bright, just sharp tack it is. Compared to the little screen on the FX6, oh, bro, it blows it out of the water. It's crazy good. Let's see. Thanks for helping me out. Now work fast. Remember, I have $200 on the line. Oh, yeah, bro. He's talking about the old, these yahoos. All right. Let me get caught up here, and then we might get towards the end. I can feel it winding down. Another issue with these types of shoots, it probably is stealing shots from a bunch of locations, so you won't even be able to make it look nice. Oh, 100%. Even if they're not stealing the locations, you're still not going to have time to do it right. You're just not. And how do I know that? Well, because keyword, multiple set locations within the same day. So you already know you're shooting documentary style. It's not going to be anything you're going to use on your reel. You already know what time it is. You know what? I used to fuck up in the beginning a lot because I used to tell people, I go, oh, okay. So basically, this is documentary style. And they would get so offended. And I just don't think they understood like what I meant. I mean, they clearly didn't understand what I meant by that. But the reality is, to me, anything where you're running and gunning, you're hoofing it, you're not taking time to properly block scenes, you're not taking the time to properly light scenes. Yeah, we're documentary style, bro. The short film that I literally just did, that Miguel shot for me, we totally did that documentary style. We had to. It's me driving in a car the whole fucking time. We had to steal it, so it's not, that's nothing that, a DP is going to be excited about. But I'm hoping that the content is good enough that will make it exciting, because I'm not, I'm the type of, when I'm in director mode, I'm no longer thinking like, I want this to be amazing looking for reels and stuff. I mean, sadly, I'm not, you know what I mean? Because for me, it's more about the story. Like, I just want to make sure that the story is going to come through. When I'm in director mode, that's all I'm thinking about. And really, I should be like that more when I'm the DP too. But the problem is when I'm operating as the DP, I get too obsessed with the lighting and shit. Like, I get too obsessed with the way it looks, as we should, because we're DPs, right? That's part of our job. But the reality is that's kind of wrong. Like, I should never be forgetting about the fucking story, right? So whatever the director wants, you know, there is a reason for it, regardless of how much they piss us off. It's like, there is a vision here, you know? And there's a great thing of Shia LaBeouf saying that about fucking Francis Ford Coppola. Because Shia LaBeouf and Francis Ford Coppola had a huge fight on set. Like, there's footage of it. You can see it. It's out there. And he even talks about it on a fucking podcast. But he talks about how he couldn't figure out Coppola's dream. He goes, dude, Shia LaBeouf, first of all, Shia LaBeouf is one of the craziest motherfuckers in the land, dude. But I respect the hell out of him because he's just so raw and real, you know? And he's like, I'm just trying to figure out the guy's dream. And sometimes, you know, you just can't. Sometimes you can't get the same dream that someone else has, you know? And I think that's the problem between directors and DPs. It's like sometimes we can't always get tuned in with that director, like, and we can't see the dream that they're trying to make, you know? So it is a little rough, but at the same time, this guy's dream is really crazy, right? Like this guy's dream is like really wild, right? Like, so, you know, I don't think this particular person will ever find the DP that can be in tune with his dream, you know, just because of how he fucking approaches the world, you know. I don't know. I could be wrong about that. I'm sure there's crazy ass DPs out there. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not crazy, but I think there's way more crazier DPs than me. I can guarantee that. A friend of mine, Devin Graham, yo, I know that name, shot Lindsay Sterling's Crystallized first video for free, but had her sign a contract that if she gets successful, she has to hire him for 5 music videos for pay. Damn, that's boss mode. Now that is boss mode, a moment in time. So he just called in. That is boss mode. Yeah, Devin Graham. Man, why does that sound so familiar? AI historical context. Okay, here we go. Kevin Kelly. He's going to hit us with some AI historical context. For both 2022 and 2023, Boyle Heights ranked second among all Los Angeles neighborhoods for the most homicides. In 2023, there were 23 homicide victims in the neighborhood. Yeah, I mean, look, bro, Kevin, I don't know where you live, bro. I mean, maybe you live in LA. If you live here, that's gnarly to fucking Google that. But in my experience, I feel like that applies to any neighborhood in LA, right? Like most of them. I mean, I know some are a little bit better than others, but still, you know, I think you could say that about anywhere in general in Los Angeles. It's like, I'm well familiar with Boyle Heights. Like, it is being super gentrified. But again, you know, some of those areas, come here. Gracie's freaking out. It's almost time to call it. Some of those areas are definitely more prone to the hits because they're being gentrified. You know, because they're gentrified. That's why that they're getting hit with more crime, because a lot of the locals are pissed off about it. And, you know, maybe they should be, right? Maybe rightfully so. You know, there's all these like hipsters moving in and, you know, destroying the neighborhood, so to speak. But really what they're doing is they're it's a weird thing, right? Because like, in one hand you go, well, I don't know, it's kind of like bringing more money to the community. But then you're like, yeah, but it's also like softening the community. It's making it something it's not. You know, like if a bunch of white hipsters move in to a community where they used to never live, you know, that's and they're not like adapting to the way it is. Like, it would be one thing, like if a bunch of white hipsters moved into a specific community and just adapted to that community. Like, if that's what was happening in LA, like that would be cool, right? Because then everybody like, oh shit, they're adapting to the way the community is. Like, that's honestly the way it should be. But that's not the way it goes here, right? Like, as soon as like some white hipsters move in, like everybody knows like, oh fuck, here goes our fucking cool ass neighborhood. You know what I mean? Like, really, every now and then, maybe it meets somewhere in the middle. But I still feel like the hardcore locals, like the diehard locals there, they're still going to be a little bent out of shape about it, you know? And I'm just thinking offhand about somewhere like Echo Park, right? Because Echo Park seems to be like one of those places that somehow made it work. But also, I don't know if I agree with that, because I have had conversations with real locals from Echo Park that are really not into it, you know? So even then, it's like, yeah, from the outside, it looks like they're pulling it off. But then when you get in there and you start talking to the locals, you're like, nah, they really ain't pulling this shit off. You know what I mean? Because, I don't know. that's a kind of a weird topic we got on. But yeah, I don't know. I just, and maybe I just say things like that, because I've lived in LA since 2012, so I kind of, I have a soft spot for LA, so I always like to try to defend the city with my own experience as best as I can. But again, I'm not like born and raised here, so what the fuck do I know? Maybe I'm part of the problem too, although I don't live in any of those gentrified neighborhoods, you know what I mean? And even if I did, I would adapt to it, right? Because look, when I lived in downtown LA, I lived on the sidewalk. I think that was a pretty good way of adapting to how most people down there live. Yo, that was a bad joke. I apologize. Lord, I apologize. That was a fucked up joke. But it is true, right? Like the city is just kind of imploding on itself. And when you go downtown, honestly, because and the reason why I say that, I make that joke because it actually is true. Like when I first moved to LA, I was homeless. I was homeless. Like I lived out of my car. First, I lived out of my car in Venice Beach. And I did that as long as I could. I got chased out of there by the PD, right? So I was no longer allowed to live in my car because I was I was still drinking back then. This is like 2012. So what I ended up having to do is sell my car and live on the streets. I had a little storage unit where I kept my like big suitcase, but I mainly just lived on the streets, dude. But in between that, I was renting. I did eventually find a living room to rent, and the living room was in South Central, and I'm renting a living room in South Central. So I did that, but that was you can imagine how crazy that situation was. So I wasn't really living there. I was really just like keeping my shit in the closet there. I was living with this crazy guy, dude. He was out of his mind, bro. Like literally, he was on some stuff, bro, like way worse than I was. And it was gnarly, dude. So that's why I chose to live on the streets than live in that fucking house. But that's not a testament to the neighborhood. The neighborhood was, that is a testament to the neighborhood. It's like, damn, the neighborhood was pretty safe. He's living on the fucking streets, South Central. Because I felt safer on the streets than I did inside that fucking house, bro. No joke. But I don't know how we're getting down these rabbit holes. But I guess what I was trying to say is like I try to adapt to the communities I'm in. And I think that's why I love street photography so much. I even though I'm definitely, you look like the world's biggest fucking outsider, walking around like me, like looking like a fucking old man skateboarder, and I got a fucking old ass camera. And they're probably like, what the fuck is this shit, dude? But I'm not, it's the opposite, that's my style of trying to include myself in the community. Every now and then people come up and talk to me, but a lot of times they just give me dirty looks. Oh shit, come here then. Come here. We're almost done. Come here. I kind of think you might pay Dealing to work with him if you can shoot the beat. Oh, you're talking about Deacons? Oh yeah. But I can tell you right now, Deacons would be like, dude, your BTS is no good. Oh, shit, dude. Oh, man. Okay. Anyways, Film Convert could work with my A7S III, then maybe with the Komodo X. I've never tried it and only have used the KX once. Yeah, Film Convert, they say, is a big thing. The Nikon ZR, in my opinion, is just way better handheld. I don't see much reason to rig it. If you're going to go out of your way to rig it, might as well be another camera. Yeah, I'd say that about all mirrorless cameras. I don't want to rig any mirrorless camera. I just don't. Internal ND is exactly why I kept my FS5 Mark IIs. Damn, that paired up with the ProRes RAW workflow is fantastic. The KX does ProRes internal. The ND missing does suck. Yeah, for me, it was really that. That's the Achilles heel. That's what I was saying right before they called. The C500 Mark II. That's why I knew, like, man, I was so bummed out that I already paid the deposit on the Komodo OG that year in 2020. Because I'm on the job using the C500 Mark II. While we're on the job, I'm falling in love with those internal NDs. I'm falling in love with this kind of weird body camera with all these buttons on it. Like, I'm falling in love with it. C500 Mark II is a badass camera, though. Very badass camera. And while we're out there on that job, I'm operating on the camera. They announced the C70. And I was like, what? And I was so bummed out that I already paid the deposit on the Komodo. If I wouldn't have paid the deposit, then I would have had me a C70. I'd be a Canon boy, maybe. Maybe I would. I think so, though. Because what happened was my frustration with the Komodo with small crews, and it's anyone else listening to this would be like, oh, of course you're trying to use the Komodo as like an A camera on like jobs where you need like an actual camera, dude. And so I mean, I understand that, but a lot of us do that. A lot of us use these little cameras as our A cameras. It's just not ideal. It's a hassle, man. It really is. But this little guy out of the box, if they mapped it correctly out of the, I have more complaints. I'll save it for the video. I don't want to give too much away. Yes, 51.4, dude, the AF is impressive as hell. That surf footage really impressed me. Yeah, so he shot some surf footage. We'll take a look at it in the full video. Here we go. Quality video service. Job postings for industry positions on Craigslist often list low pay rates and are frequently subjected to trolling and threats of being flagged or reported. They just don't have the budget. Yeah, but I've seen shit like this on Production Hub. I've seen this shit on more realistic things. Well, supposedly Production Hub is more realistic. Supposedly Staff Me Up is more realistic. I just canceled my Staff Me Up though, because it's been so long since I booked a job on there. And I was like, this is stupid. Why am I paying a monthly fee for something that is just, there's no returns. So I just got off of Staff Me Up. It's been a long time since, I mean, I definitely have booked stuff off there, but it's been a minute. If it goes past 6 months, I start like kind of turning my nose on it. Laugh out loud. I wouldn't ever work with Nikon. Did I say that? I must have been in a daze. I love the fact that I don't have to rig it. I wouldn't ever work with Nikon. What? I shot a project with a non-profit, the ZR, yesterday. I found so many works and I reported them back to Nikon. Oh, I see. Oh, he's saying he would never work with Nikon. Oh, because I was accusing him of being a Nikon mole. Yo, bad karma. The Nikon looks like a Sony. I mean, yeah, I mean, it just looks like a mirrorless camera, that's for sure. But until you open that screen, you pop that screen open, I'm telling you what, you ain't never seen a Sony camera with a screen like this thing. Facts. I'm still near the beginning. That Craigslist post had me. Yeah, that was wild. Sony is the GOAT. I mean, a little bit, sadly, I will say this. Sony gets the GOAT reward in convenience and usability. I do believe that. I can say with 100 certainty that I enjoy filming on my FS5 Mark IIs compared to my A7S III. I even like the softer highlights. I didn't think the FX6 was worth the upgrade, so I waited. Now red seems my way. Wow. He didn't think the FX6 was worth the upgrade of the FS5 Mark II. Bro, I have shot on some FS5s, Mark IIs, a few different times. Nah, dude. Just in using it, handling it, nah, dude. I would 100%, I would tell you with certainty. I mean, I didn't never own an FS5 I don't know why I can't fucking say that. I never owned an FS5 Mark II, but I have operated them more than once, less than 5 times. So take it with a grain of salt. But no, the FX6 is leaps and bounds a different experience from the FS5 Mark II, in my opinion. But granted, again, it was just a few times. Probably like 4 times, 4 different occasions that I shot on some FS5s. I don't know. I get what you're saying. Like, you feel like it's the same camera, but nah, they 100% feel totally different to me. FX6 all the way. I just tuned in, but all that for $200, is that serious? Cognition. Yes, dude. So you might have to rewind. We have finally reached the end. It's going on nearly 2 hours now. We have to call it. Gracie's losing her mind. Yeah, rewind it. Thank you all for hanging out. Be on the lookout for my 2 hours with the Nikon ZR in the dead of night on Broadway in LA. That's coming soon. And also, I think maybe if the gods will smile upon me, we might just get my short film out. Maybe as